Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing a book review on two books today. The first book is A Million Little Pieces by James Frey and My Friend Leonard, which is also written by James Frey, who happens to be the main character in both books. So this book is the first book and this is the second book. But even if you read this book first, it really doesn't matter because this sort of flashes back to everything that happens in this one. So this one is about James, who is a drug addict and an alcoholic. He wakes up on a plane with a hole in his cheek and no teeth, and he has no idea how he got there. He ends up going to this rehab place where he meets amazing people, and they have awesome times and talk about awesome stories about things you would never imagine. And in this book, he basically talks about his struggle on trying to stay sober without believing in a higher power. He basically says that he's going to stay sober because he said it. So he struggles in this book a lot with drugs and alcohol, and it makes the book really interesting because he doesn't try to justify his life and why he's like that. He basically says, I messed up and I'm just like that. He doesn't try to justify and make himself look picture perfect because he's not. And I like the way this book is written because it's coming from the mentality of an alcoholic and a drug addict. So the way he writes is really interesting and doesn't make it all high vocabulary and stuff. And he basically writes with the mind of a drug addict. And it's really awesome to see his perspective on things and the way he thinks. And actually, this is my favorite book. And I would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes reading about drugs and alcohol. Also, and My Friend Leonard, this is actually a continuation of everything that happens in the first book. So everything that happens to James and his life after rehab is in this book. And he also talks about his friendship with Leonard, which is his closest friend in A Million Little Pieces. The thing I didn't like about My Friend Leonard is that in some places in the book, it gets a little boring because it talks about random things that I just don't care about. And it just rambles on about little details about random things that I just don't care about. So I would rate this book an 8, but A Million Little Pieces, I definitely rate a 10. This one just gets a little boring. So I would rate this one an 8. But overall, these are two really good books, and I would suggest them to anyone who likes reading about drugs and alcohol and likes seeing the perspective of someone else. So definitely check these out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this really short book review, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!